How's it going, y'all? This is Kodiak Killer checking in for another GM Connected NHL 14 commentary. As you may have already realized, I am the commissioner of this league, and it's just Frem with me. So it's me and him and all the computers. And something that you might know, or might want to know, and I'll explain here in a little bit, is any trade that I see fair, I will put through. Any trade that I try to put through, I will ask Frem if he thinks it's cool if I put it through. I'm not going to go, trading Ray Emery, although I already have traded him away. I wouldn't go put someone like Ray Emery on the block for Carey Price, fill it up with first-round draft picks, trade it away, and get Carey Price, because that's what we would like to consider trade rate. Now, anything I deem fair, where trade values are fairly similar, and it just seems like an overall, toss up as to who's getting the better trade, I'll put it through all day. But if I see a trade that comes from Frem, now hopefully he doesn't see this before it's uploaded, but if I see a trade that Frem puts through to a computer where he is getting absolutely just blown out of the water trade rate, like 100% indefinitely just bad trade, if he puts it through, I'll put it through. But if it's something sent from the computer, we do have computer trades on, so that is an option. I won't put it through just for the fact of I want to be courteous to him, and I would hope that he would do the same for me. Now, to get started here, I have the 4 messages that I had up. There's a waiver claim for Nolan King from the LA Kings, and then there's waiver claims for Bolton, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys, down below in the comments, and then Lee from the Islanders. I'm just going to decline these now. I pretty much have the team that I want moving forward, unless you guys have any real good suggestions as to maybe getting rid of LeCavalier, pick up a younger person, or something of that matter. Otherwise, I'd like to use this team, moving forward. And I've done enough simulations, GM modes, to understand where those players will be in 2-3 years, and it's really not where I want to be. Now, just a quick recap, I'll show you guys the team. We did make a few trades in the 2 videos prior, so not roster moves, not GM options, coaching options. But we did make a few trades a couple years in the last video or the video before, and as you can see here, I don't have Raffle up here. We still have Raffles on the second line. I moved him up there. I wanted to get him some more playing time. Hopefully improve him a little bit. I wish it would tell me in this. No, it won't tell me. As far as like what role he should be playing. Try to get him in where his role fits. And hopefully he'll progress a little bit. I guess I haven't, in my personal GM modes, I have yet to see a player gain stars in, I guess, what do you want to call it, like progression. But I want to figure out if that's a possibility. Maybe look at something like that. I think I can look at it in roster moves or maybe contracts. So I'll go in there, check this out, see where Raffle should be playing. As you can see there, Grossman's injured, Ronaldo's injured. Yeah, I think it's just going to show me the same stuff here. Yep. Oh, minor scoring line. Okay. So he should be on the minor scoring line, so I'm going to move him down to the 4th line. Hopefully that won't hurt him too much. Who knows, it might. But that's a risk I'd like to take with Raffle. I deem him a good enough player at this point in the game that he should be, alright. A lot of people are saying move him down, which I'll show you why I don't want to do that. I mean, I may be surprised. I haven't looked into it a whole lot. But the reason why I don't want to move him down is because I don't think I really have anybody. I think he's a left winger. Yeah, he's a left winger. I don't really have anybody down here that can take that, except maybe Rosehill. Rosehill could move up. He is an enforcer, which would be nice to have on our team. And actually, you know what? I'll do that. I'll put Rosehill on there. I'll send Raffle down to the minors for the year. hopefully get him a few good seasons down there. And maybe, I'm just checking here, seeing if I have, yeah, Wayne Simmons is technically supposed to be, Simmons is technically supposed to be on the second line, but because of the fact that we do not have enough second line players, or first line players that is, he's going to have to play up on that first line. Now I brought up, where is he? Rosehill. Okay, now that should be good. Just let me go through all my penalty kill lines and stuff that way. As you can see here, I did pick up a backup goalie in Jones. I picked him up from the Kings. He was fairly cheap on trade value. I think it was a decent trade. I mean, I did it. So, I mean, I asked for him about it, and he said, yeah, that's fine, go for it. So, hopefully, Jones does well in that backup spot for us. If he doesn't, well, maybe it wasn't a good thing, a good pickup. Maybe I should have went after Bobrovsky. But, and actually I think I did. I think I ended off last episode and sending a trade for Bobrovsky, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, going from here, I am going to start simming our games. We play Vancouver first, then Pittsburgh, then the Rangers, then the Islanders. So, at least 3 of them I know for a fact are Eastern Conference teams. It'd be nice to get, maybe 2 wins out of this against the Rangers and the Islanders. I guess I'm not sure how the Penguins are doing in this sim. But we're going to start off here against Vancouver. I'm going to do real sim. I'm going to move that up to 6. Take a minute off at a time. And we're just going to watch for goals. Not shots, goals. And just see who's performing for us. Now, I'm just going to let this ride out. I know it might be a little boring at this point. Nobody scored all the way through, all the way up until 18 seconds left to go in the second period. And there we go. We get Mark Streit with one right back. And then Keeman in. And then Simmons. So as you can see here, boys, our offense and then Hartnell. Our offense isn't... Oh, and Chris Higgins gets one back for him. Our offense isn't something to be really messing with right at this point. We're doing good. We're getting goals. We're not giving up a whole lot of goals. Mason is playing pretty solid for us in that. I guess I haven't seen... Here's your scoring summary here. So, I mean, Reed from LeCavalier, Streit from LeCavalier and Reed. Timonen from Giroux and Simmons. Simmons from Streit and Giroux. Hartnell from LeCavalier. And our goaltender, Steve Mason, picks up an assist on that goal. So, our offense isn't doing that bad. We're scoring goals. Our goaltending's doing pretty decent. I mean, we're 5-2 to start the year off. I mean, I can't ask for anything better than that. Looking at what the Flyers did this year to start, I mean, I'm not going to complain with a 5-2 first 7 games. Now, if we go to 5-5 for our first 10, then I'll start questioning where our offense is, where our defense is, stuff of that nature. But at this point, I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to ride it out. Hopefully, let the hot hands roll, and hopefully we'll keep on rolling with wins. I mean, but here, first period, we give up 2. Goal by Crosby and a goal by Malkin. Malkin's came on the power play from a weird angle on Mason, and Crosby looks like pretty much the golden goal angle. It's his... That's his wheelhouse there. Close to the net, low slot. I mean, Dalton Sutter gets one. Being a Flyers fan, I get to see Sidney Crosby play quite a bit, and Hartnell coming back. But I get to see Sidney Crosby play a little bit, and then James Neal scores again. Unless we get a real quick one here in the third, I think this game is a little out of reach. But I've seen crazier things happen. Can't even get a second goal. But we lose that game to the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1. Now, what I was trying to say is, being a Philadelphia Flyers fan, I get to see Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin play quite a bit. We're in the same division, we're in the same conference. I get to see him play quite often, and then being a big follower of the Olympics, most of you guys won't see it unless you know me in person, but I do have a personal Twitter account, and I know I annoyed a lot of people with my, what do you want to call it, my Sochi Olympic tweets. Now, the reason for that is I'm a big hockey fan. And the Olympics are the time of year where I get to sit down at 6 in the morning, especially this year, 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, sometimes even 3 in the morning before I go to class. And I get to sit down and I get to watch the best players in the world play. Play the sport that they love. Play the sport that they were raised playing. And I just love them. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. I love the Olympics. I love it when the Winter Olympics roll around. I like the Summer Olympics. Not as much because there's no hockey. But, I mean, I get to see Sidney Crosby play a lot. He's somebody not to be messed with offensively, and he's a damn good defensive player. I have a feeling that when Datsuk retires, if he retires, soon, I have a feeling that Crosby might be the next Selke winner. If he hasn't won it already, and we're starting this sim off pretty good against the Rangers here. Giroux with a goal in the first period here, 15 and a half minutes in, or 4.5 minutes in. And then Carcillo gets one back for him to end off opens the pond before I can even get that out of my mouth. Gives him the 1-goal lead at 2-1 with 18 and a half left to play. Now, like I was saying, Wayne Simmons. I should just quit talking. Rick Nash. But like I was saying, a lot of people in Kodiak scores. But like I was saying, I'm a big hockey fan. I try to watch as many games every week as I can. Sometimes I can't due to, I don't get the right channel, or I'm at work, or I'm in class or something that way. Matt Reed scores. Can we get another one? Come on, boys. Nope. Can't even send it to overtime to get a point. That's a tough one to take from the Rangers. Giving them 2 points. Not even getting a single point out of it. But as you can see here, Giroux scored with an assist from Pronger and Voracek. Pronger is somebody that I would look to move. His contract is a little too much. He's getting a little too old, and he's not playing what he was 10 years ago. But as you can see here as well, Wayne Simmons with assist from Voracek and Giroux, and then Matt Reed from Shannon LeCavalier. But we're gonna roll with it. I think maybe put Jones in for a game. I don't know. I guess it's kind of tough to tell. He is a young goalie. His overall's not that good, which means he ain't gonna do that well on a sim. But I do believe I have assistant coach rotates goalies on, so he should be playing every couple games here anyway. Sorry about that. I'm not feeling the best today, and I got to work tomorrow early in the morning, so hopefully I can get this video out tonight right away. But here we go, Voracek on the power play. But get that set up to 6. And but I mean, moving forward from this episode, guys, I'd like to see a few comments down below, if not more. Basically trying to advise me through. I want to beat Frem. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I want to be that Stanley Cup contending team every year through this, until we decide to quit or until it runs out. But I'd like to be there contending. Whereas, the Minnesota Wild, I've looked at them. Franz and Nielsen scores. But I've looked at them, and they're a young team. I mean, other than Parise and Suter, they don't really have a whole lot of older players on their team, and they take us to overtime, and Okposo with the winner. God damn it. But like I said, Pronger, somebody I'd look to move. Here gets an assist on Voracek's goal along with Giroux, and then Giroux got an assist on Voracek's first goal of the game. Pronger, somebody I'd like to move. I guess I'd like to see your guys' input on it. But I mean, other than that, I guess there's not really a whole lot I have left to say. I will put a link in the description when I get the next video uploaded, so you guys, if you're watching it a little bit later after uploading, you guys can go watch that. I'll also put a link in the description. If you haven't watched my first 2 videos of this series, I'll put a link in the description for the second one, and the second one should have a link for the first. And then if you haven't seen any of Frem's videos, GM Connected videos, I will put a link in the description for that, to go watch his. I mean, I would recommend it. He's a very good friend of mine. He's been with us since the start. It's actually me and him are the 2 that started it. We're the only 2 here. But we'd like to get a little bit more viewer input. we'd like to see what you guys have to say, and I mean, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say, and we'd love to get you guys involved. So I mean, other series I'm doing a shootout series. If you guys want to get involved and play against me in a shootout, send me a message. My gamer tag's Kodiak Killer. You can read it there. The eyes are ones. It's the only way I can get it to work. But if you guys want to play me in a shootout, you want to play me in Hockey Ultimate Team, or if you want to play me in just a regular play now, just let me know. And until next time, we'll see y'all again.